The Messi versus Ronaldo era is now coming towards its conclusion, but we have a new debate on the horizon. Erling Haaland versus Kylian Mbappe, and I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Right now, who's your money on? Who do you currently have as the better player? In today's video, we're going to be exploring both players, looking into some of their highlights. We're just coming off the back of a brace from both players in the Champions League, so never a better time to go ahead and jump in and watch both players. As always, if you want to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and do stick around and subscribe for some regular content coming out on the Planet Football YouTube channel. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this compilation and see what both players have to offer. Today's compilation, we're going to be looking into some of their highlights from 2021 and a little bit prior to that as well. I have to say, I am massive fans of both players, and especially in their infancy, in the early years. I think it's going to be so fascinating to see how they both progress over these next few years. Erling Haaland already ridiculously hitting the floor at Manchester City, a brace in the Champions League, 10 goals already in the Premier League in his first 6 appearances. And when it comes to Haaland, it's those moments right there that he's just absolutely clinical. I think the most clinical player in world football right now. Positionally, he's absolutely elite. And the vast majority of the goals we've seen him score for Manchester City have been in and around the 6-yard box. And I still have the feeling that there's another dimension of Erling Haaland that Manchester City are yet to go ahead and unlock. And that will probably come later on in the Champions League and in some of those bigger matches when teams are pressed up a little bit higher against Man City and Haaland has that space to go ahead and run into. Like right here, I think we'll see that different side of Haaland opening up, but right now that link-up play between him and Kevin De Bruyne is just unbelievable. But we see him in a lot of these Dortmund clips here running from those deeper areas. When he does get into that full sprinting motion, he's absolutely ridiculous. Can finish it at the tightest of angles. And when people say he's a goal-scoring robot, very similar finish there to the one he had against West Ham on the opening game week. Running onto chances like that. He makes everything look just so simple. And he is a little bit of a throwback of a striker, I'd say, given off what we've had in the Premier League recently, an absence of proper world-class forwards. Erling Haaland, I think, is a real throwback to that traditional number 9. And he's going to be up there in the next decade, I've got no doubt about that, in terms of in contention for Ballon d'Ors, world golden boots, world titles. He's just an elite bagsman, isn't he? The power he can generate in off that left foot, the accuracy as well. And this goal was an absolute joke, wasn't it? His record in the Champions League is out of this world good. More goals than he's played games at his age as well. All the elite strikers and forwards that he's currently ahead of in the rankings at his age bracket. Honestly, he's unbelievable. I think we're so lucky to have him in the Premier League now as well. But now flipping over to Kylian Mbappe. I think a lot of people's opinions on Mbappe are somewhat based on his personality and things like that. And don't get me wrong, that does play a part in it. But just solely focusing on the player, the footballer that is Kylian Mbappe, the guy is absolutely elite. His record in the Champions League as well. Doesn't have more goals than he's played games, but when you bring assists into it as well, averaging over a goal contribution each match. And Mbappe just has that little bit more dynamism to his game, doesn't he? You know, he can take on a player, dribble around them, has that electric pace and that explosiveness. And the killer instinct to go along with it as well. The numbers that he puts up are also absolutely elite. Oh, but this goal was... Oh. The little shimmy around two people, and then does have that awareness, you know, when we are bringing creativity into it, it is MBAPPE who is in front, however selfish he may be. But MBAPPE also has that little bit of versatility to his game as well, you know. We've seen him play on the right, he's still got elite output on the left, the same, and through the middle as well, whereas HAALAND, a little bit more one-dimensional in that aspect. And I do think that in terms of getting you up and out of your seat, having that little bit of flair and trickery like we're seeing here, MBAPPE is in front in that aspect, but when it comes to that clinical nature and being that traditional number 9 and everything you want in a forward, I think HAALAND comes out in front in that. So it really does depend on what sort of player you like, to be honest, but in terms of this dribble and explosiveness, I think it is MBAPPE for me, you know. How quick his feet are, the speed of play he does everything at, it's absolutely incredible. And he'll absolutely fly past people like that, won't he? Obviously, when we do bring international things into it as well, MBAPPE is clearly in front in that aspect, but a little bit unfair on HAALAND given the countries they both play for. But the fact that MBAPPE has that World Cup in his locker, his performance throughout that World Cup as well at the age he was. But he's just got twinkle toes to dance past people. And there are times where MBAPPE is a little bit more wasteful in front of goal, but I truly think that he's got everything that an elite forward needs. The only thing that potentially is going to hold MBAPPE back is maybe that ego, and we have seen a few instances of it this season, a few clashes with Neymar. The harmony's not always been there between that trio when we include Messi into that as well. And there are opportunities, you know, where MBAPPE has to go ahead and pass the ball and be a little bit more unselfish. But he's just got that elite killer mentality where it's, I want to be the man and I'm good enough to be the man. And he is. And it's going to be some debate between these two for the next decade to come. There we have it though, guys, that will now wrap it up for today's video. I want to hear from you in the comments down below right now. Who is your money on? Who would you rather have in your team? Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland? Let me know down below. Apart from that, that will now wrap it up for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one.